this is exactly why we ended up back in court, is because this text message on August 30th of 2022. I texted Dia's mom. I said, when Didi leaves school tomorrow, who will she be with until 6:30? And the only reason I was asking this is because Sadia, her being autistic, I always warm her up for what her day is going to look like. So when mom would not share this information with me, and that's when I started to worry that she was either having her sister babysit Sadia again, or she was having some random person babysitter and did not want to share this information with me. You can see all of this in episode 31. The next thing mom did was go back to court to modify the custody schedule from a 2-2-3 schedule to a 1 week on, 1 week off schedule. So I explained to them I'm not in agreement with that. I explained the history and how mom is not following our custody orders in regards to who will be caring for the child. And because I didn't agree with it, now we're going to trial. So we're given a trial date, which is October 3rd of 2023. Now, the pretrial conference is on July 12th. Here's my daughter's mother's attorney, Attorney Maura Tunis. Pretrial conference is July 12th, and now we have all of these false allegations coming up right before our pretrial conference. So there was false allegations that were made that my child was displaying sexual behaviors when she was coming home from dad's house. The attorney tried to orchestrate this entire story, but the problem is the story was from 2021. It sounded so legit because it was coming from a teacher in December of 21. This is exactly 1 year after we found out about the abuse that was happening. During that entire year, I'm fighting to keep these protections that were placed on Sadia. I'm fighting to keep them protections. And it's taken me even longer to get Sadia into counseling. So at this time, December of 2021, I had just got her into counseling, and she should have been in counseling a whole year by this time because this was a year since we found out what had happened. But due to the Child Advocacy Center and Children and Youth, she didn't receive her counseling until almost a whole year later. After this story that they had that the child was showing signs of sexual abuse after leaving dad's house, this is something that Sadia's new teacher in her new school brought to mom's attention. But the teacher didn't feel like the behavior, she seen her showing some behaviors playing with some dolls inappropriately. And she felt more comfortable talking to mom about it. So she reached out to mom, and then mom reached out to me. And then I talked to the teacher and explained to her everything that had happened. So almost 2 years later, when we're going to trial for custody, somebody makes an anonymous report to Child Protective Services and cleverly brought up the story about the school. But then when it comes to court for the trial, it sounds like it had just happened. The attorney, she fights tooth and nail to make sure the source is not revealed and to make sure no dates are revealed. Throughout the hearing, you can clearly see that the attorney had orchestrated this. And for weeks, I was out of it. I just could not believe that someone could stoop this low. And this isn't only traumatizing for me, but they're actually put Sadia through a rape kit examination. So now they're opening up old wounds that, I've tried so hard for her to forget about what happened to her, for her to erase those memories and to create new memories. This is why I took her to Disney World. This is why I took her to Miami and the Grand Canyon and Yellowstone National Park and New Mexico and all of these places to create new memories and help her to forget about what had happened to her. So I'm thinking that when we do get into court, the new judge, which is Judge Tara Toohill, I'm thinking she's going to be just as devastated as me that they're doing this just to win a custody case. May 31st, their investigation turned out to be unfounded. There was nothing happening to the child.